to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com. And streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show.
Yeah, we got a little bit of intensity right there with that music. We keep it up. Look at the bounce on Clum right now. Yeah, look at, we got a bounce. Bounce. Birdie, birdie, birdie. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV, brought to you by Bing, where Bing is for doing, and we're here doing another live after show recap for Monday Night Raw right here on the network.
Yeah.
Man, I'm joined as usual by my tag team of broadcast brilliance, but it's slightly tweaked right now. It's not the 6-man or mixed 6-person team. We got Ryan Reason Clum. I almost forgot your new nickname.
We fired Josh, so Josh is
gone.
We fired him. We don't like that guy. Get out of here, Josh.
And then we moved to the couch, and we got Cathy Fatal Attraction Kelley, and joined by your side as the arm moves behind, making his move
very
smooth and debonair with a little bit of savoir-faire. You've seen him on My Name is Earl. You've seen him on Chuck, Arrested Development, Entourage Las Vegas. He's been in like everything, and most recently it was the Super Bowl in the GoDaddy commercial with Bar Raffelli, where you got to make out with her.
I know.
Welcome to Buzzin' After Raw, Jesse Heiman.
He always seems to get on the couch with the pretty girl.
I'm going to do that again because Martin, where was the clapping sound effect on that? Let me try that again.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Welcome to Buzzin' After Raw, Jesse Heiman. There we go. An intro so nice we had to do it twice. That's the way. Jesse, welcome.
Thank you.
You're coming into the studio, obviously, a wrestling fan and a fan of Monday Night Raw.
Huge wrestling fan. I've been watching since WrestleMania 4. I've been a huge fan of all the storylines, all the history, all the guys, every gimmick you've seen, probably I've seen them. And I'm just really excited for this year's WrestleMania, even though this last Raw we just watched was not very good.
No, I mean, a lackluster. I'm trying to keep my energy levels super amped up because everyone always complains. They say to me when Raw's bad that I'm all calm and my energy levels are sapped. I'm trying to come in full force tonight, baby.
And if that's the way it is, we then could possibly have our worst show of all time, because I think this is the worst Raw we've seen since we've been doing this
Since
show.
we've watched as a team. I mean, hands down, I don't think there's an episode that compares to it.
They just had a weird order of things. I think if they reordered some of the segments, it may have been a little better. You know?
Everything
with a little
about
bit of storyline, like give us some voiceover or something.
It was
weird.
awkward,
Barely
man.
any storyline.
We're on the road to WrestleMania. We're only weeks away. We're waiting for this whole entire card to finally culminate and be presented to us. And we just get matches that were thrown together. We get storylines that are coming out of nowhere tonight.
Yeah, and one of my complaints, I know you don't think it's as big a deal, but I think it's a huge deal, is once again, 3 weeks out, second week in a row, half of our main event wasn't there. And so we can't promote that. We use a video package again. I think it's a problem. I think it's an absolute problem. If you were going to, if he's the champ, if it's going to be a big part, I think it's a major deal.
The episode was as flat as the frosting on Cathy's cupcakes right here.
It's melting.
It's whipped cream. It's whipped cream. It's not frosting.
They'll still taste delicious.
I mean, tonight's episode took place from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And if you remember what Bret Hart said about Pittsburgh, it may be the reason why we got such a lackluster ass-out show. Because as Bret Hart said, if he were to give America an enema, he'd stick the hose right there in Pittsburgh. That was like my favorite. It's one of my favorite. Like it goes down to one of my favorite lines ever. His delivery was just brilliant when he did it.
I love the documentary we talked about. He's like, I wouldn't really stick the hose there. He says,
in Wrestling with Shadows.
In Wrestling with Shadows, he's like, if I was going to put the hose, it wouldn't be in Pennsylvania. It'd probably be in Jersey or something like that.
You know, it's kind of funny because it took place in Pittsburgh, home of Kurt Angle. You know, you could say they've had a curse since Kurt Angle's left. You know,
and the franchise.
In Pittsburgh.
Shane Douglas, franchise. Yeah. We started the show with a recap, though, of last week. We got a recap of the Triple H and Brock Lesnar package. We got a retake of the CM Punk Undertaker situation, where that's a storyline that's actually developing and coming into its own.
Yeah.
You know, I think you tweeted us something this week, or maybe it was just a message on our little thread, that the intros, the pre-show intro has gone away.
That was our friend Raven that tweeted
well,
that.
It came back today. We got the voiceover intro, and we started the show off, though, live with John Cena coming to the ring in brand new yellow-based gear.
Yellow and blue, not blue and yellow.
I think he did that on purpose because I think I read a story that Hulk Hogan said he likes John Cena or something. So maybe he did that.
A little tribute to the yellow.
Hogan, yeah.
Well, I think it's funny too. Is his last shirt was blue with yellow trim, and this one's yellow with blue trim.
I mean, you got to make some money, baby.
Exactly.
You got to sell some merchandise. We got WrestleMania coming.
People in the crowd already had that new shirt.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. Mommy, I need the yellow and blue shirt. You already have the blue and yellow shirt. No, I need the yellow and blue shirt.
There were some old dudes wearing the yellow shirt, though. Wasn't just kids.
Oh, of course not.
You gonna get one?
No, I don't. I own. I think the last shirt. I've bought one shirt in the last 10 years. It was the CM Punk Best in the World at 2 years ago.
But you bought a shirt
at SummerSlam, yeah.
Before you started training?
About a month before.
Oh, okay, because
you know that,
I have not bought a shirt since since I started wrestling now.
You know that shade of yellow was last used in WWE with the Nexus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of funny. It's kind of the same color. Like the yellow was a blue or black. I don't know.
It was blue. It was
yellow
black.
and black.
It was
for
yellow
Nexus.
and black. I think.
Yellow and
CM Punk did the yellow shirt though with the black and white though.
Yeah, because he was the leader of the Nexus at the end.
Very true. Very true.
So.
Wade Barrett, the black and yellow, started that off. Cena said she's saying he's got a message for the Rock's fans, and it goes like this. He's ready for WrestleMania.
Yeah!
I mean, that's it. He's ready.
I'm so stoked for that.
You're ready. You hate that he's going up against the Rock for the belt. Excuse me, the championship.
Yes, the championship.
The championship title.
Here's the thing I don't like about it is the fact that it doesn't mean anything right now. It's the storyline is not about the championship. The storyline is about Cena overcoming last year and blah blah blah. So there's no reason to have this on here, and they pulled it out off of Punk, who if they had that belt in that program would meet that program so much more streak for streak.
Overcoming the last year to climb the mountain and end up as the top dog once again. I mean, he's still trying to make it to the
You're talking
top.
about Cena. I understand that, but they haven't used that as a storyline. It hasn't been mentioned. It hasn't been talked about. It's been brushed under. So if you're not going to make that your main focus of the story, that he's trying to get the championship, he's trying to climb back, I'm trying to take Rock out. So there's no reason for it. Whether the title's there or the title's not, we have the same story.
I may not be a traditionalist, but I would say The Rock carrying his championship belt on his shoulder on the red carpet at a Hollywood premiere means more to the championship than it being seen on Raw one week.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I don't
Bigger,
think
larger than life. The championship is larger than life, and only a man with the magnitude of personality such as The Rock can do that with the championship and elevate it just on the fact that he has it on his shoulder.
I disagree. I think that kind of man is still in WWE right now. His name is Randy Orton. If he was still in the title picture...
Randy Orton in the title picture. Jesse, can we get this guest out of here right now? No, I mean, it's a name you don't actually hear, though, in the same contention with those top-tier guys.
I still remember the awesome matches between him and Cena, and I'd like to see one more of them at WrestleMania at some point. I just think they are the two best wrestlers of this generation.
I don't think they know what to do with him.
I know.
At this point.
I know.
There's a lot of guys on the roster that they don't know what to do with right now. I mean, it seems like everyone's lost.
And that
Randy's
was
a
shown
much better
tonight.
heel.
Tonight really exposed that situation.
Well, the rumor is that they're eventually turning Randy back heel, which he wants to go, which is, I think is smart because I think he's a far better heel than a baby face. He's a little generic as a baby face sometimes. I mean, it's hard not to be.
Well, originally it was going to be Orton versus Sheamus at WrestleMania. That was going to be a possible short undercard match.
Right.
But now
They've switched everything
up. I
up.
don't know why they care about the Shield so much. I don't care about the Shield.
You're pulling that you love Orton in the main event. You hate the Shield.
Well, it's funny
Jesse Heiman, your perspective is out there, man.
Well, I mean, if it was up to me, there would be a TLC tag title match at WrestleMania this year. I think it'd be great to bring that back. You know,
Right.
I always love TLC matches.
Right.
I mean, those are the most exciting things ever because you know you're getting the height of the ladder. You know you're getting the carnage of tables being broken, and just the onslaught of brutality of chair shots.
And my actual complaint about that, and I agree, and it's against maybe I'm more of a purist, and Shannon Ballard actually who does SmackDown, talks about this all the time, is the way those matches.
Pompous purist, Ryan Clum.
That's a good one. But the way a TLC match those built is, you had the ladder match, which was the Hardys, and then you had the concerto was going on with Edge and Christian, and then the table match. So you had all these different matches, and the three of them were going to wrestle for the title. So we're going to take your three things, the tables, the ladders, and chairs, and make it, and it made sense for those three.
I understand.
So now, and I understand it's just become a match, but a lot of times it doesn't mean anything these days. Same I would love to see that, but I think you need to have a storyline where it makes sense to have a
same thing with the Money in the Bank, since they've made it all. Each thing is like their own pay-per-view. Now that doesn't matter in other pay-per-views.
We talked about that.
Yeah, I don't like the single pay-per-views on the themes, especially because you only get the one match for the pay-per-view anyway.
Right.
Oh, there's the one main event, money. I'd rather see it in a WrestleMania situation.
Josh, our other co-host who's usually here, brought that up last week, how he'd almost like to see them get rid of that Money in the Bank pay-per-view and bring it back to WrestleMania because it's a special thing, and I agree. I don't think that's a bad idea.
I mean, throw in as many gimmick matches. I mean, at least I'm a fan of gimmick matches at Mania. I mean, I love gimmick matches.
I don't want them all gimmick matches, but
I'll take three or four of them
at Mania
because there's enough different kinds of gimmicks that they don't start cluttering each other with style.
I think they use too many gimmick matches in some of the other pay-per-views. I think 3 or 4 at Mania is good. I think the other pay-per-views you don't do as many.
It would make the card look better at WrestleMania this year, though.
Like it looks like they're going towards we thought we might see and we'll talk about this later, but we might see a title change for
the Intercontinental.
Title,
oh yeah.
Now maybe they're going to like a fatal 4-way or something.
We'll see what happens there because they seem to be lost on what to do with that championship as well.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard the United States title. What's going on with that?
Well, Cena was talking. He got interrupted by an odd interruption of sorts for a show. Starting off Raw, we're on this road to WrestleMania. We got Cena in the ring. We're looking for some big energy. We're looking for some momentum going into Mania. And instead we get the whistles, and out comes the primetime players.
Which I hate that music, by the way.
The music's not as good as the old one.
No,
the old one was great.
Way better.
Made you bounce, kind of like our little intro.
Yeah.
What?
It's good.
Ryan bouncing.
Yeah, Kathy likes when I bounce.
I like when you bounce too.
Yeah.
But
you're like a bouncing Tigger.
I just bounce all the time. Bouncy,
because
bouncy,
Ryans
bouncy.
love to bounce. All right, so
Bouncy,
and then what was up?
bouncy.
Titus O'Neil wearing an afro and some coveralls and having like a rabbit pinned to his coveralls or something. I don't know what was up with that.
It was just the beginning of something being off tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. It's like, why was he in costume and Darren wasn't? We've never seen this before.
It's because it wasn't Titus O'Neil. It was Rufus Pancake Patterson.
Where did that come from, though?
Well, it's just like, you got to ask, why is his name Pancake?
Yeah, why is his name Pancake?
Because I flatten fools.
And he said something. No, I flattens. He says I flattens peoples or something.
I thought he said he flattened spoons. It's like
yeah, he says I flattens fools. Yeah, it was funny.
He tells Mr. Patterson, Pancake, tells the universe, tells John Cena that they don't want to see you, they want to see the primetime players.
And did you notice people cheered when they said they don't want to see you? And the whole, whoa, that's right, we don't want to see that match.
So then Pancake starts saying, they want to see guys like Darren Young, because a lot of people say Darren Young looks like John Cena.
Right.
And since John Cena's on the box of Fruity Pebbles, then don't you think Darren Young should be on the box of Cocoa Pebbles?
Yeah.
It was a funny situation.
You know what Pebbles? You know what Pebbles are? Mini rocks.
Oh.
So I think they might have brought them out, because they look like the Rock. because they're black. I don't know. You know. Let's say, I don't know.
I mean, and Cocoa Pebbles was right now. Yeah, I don't know where they were going with this thing, and what was the point. And and as I was writing this, I started writing the notes. I thought we were going to get actually a match between Darren and Cena, and it looked like we started to.
We did get one.
Well, we really didn't get a full match because didn't they back out right away?
Wasn't it an official match? I thought it was.
Didn't it start and then Darren got out of the ring?
Yeah, they went to commercial break.
And then we came back?
Yeah, I think they came back.
Came back and basically he pinned him.
Yeah, the squash was an AA for the pin, right?
Yeah.
It was like really fast. I mean, I have seen a squash.
He did hit the
just
AA
written
for
here.
the pin.
Yeah.
I didn't even write it.
It wasn't even a match. I just wrote Cena squash. I mean,
the number of matches tonight, there was probably like, what, 7 squashes to 2 or 3 non-squashes.
Yeah, there's a few competitives, but
yeah.
SmackDown
Definitely
a recap of SmackDown talking about the situation between Ryback and the Shield, and then in turn the situation between Ryback and Mark Henry.
Right.
I guess on SmackDown, Mark Henry ended up hitting Ryback with the series 3 World's Strongest Slams.
Yeah, I've missed SmackDown the last few weeks.
Sorry to hear that,
Yeah,
Ryan.
I'm sorry. I've been busy.
SmackDown's been great in comparison to tonight's
Look
Raw.
at super fan Cathy Kelley over there.
I mean, she's hooked.
I know she watches.
You give her a little bit of wrestling, and she's in for like 8 hours of programming a week.
Oh, I just got a text here from Raven. Pancake is his YouTube character. So this is something he's been doing on YouTube apparently.
Are they
that
going
we
to bring
haven't
back
caught,
the YouTube shows? Because I thought it was silly for them to cancel all of them.
I think that's just a situation of changing the logistics of the deal with YouTube and the way that the partners are going. Because I think there's just YouTube makes some tweaks.
Yeah.
With you saying that, I got authorized as of yesterday to change my YouTube channel to the new layout.
Oh, look at you.
So I got some work to do this week because I got to make some new graphics for it. You can check that out at youtube.com/Rixelflix.
Oh, it's not I Am Smiley?
No, it's not. But let's get back to action. I don't want to go off topic. Ryback
Martin doesn't like that.
Taking on the returning to Monday Night Raw, David Otunga.
Just in time for the call premiere.
Welcome back, David Otunga. Squash,
baby. I mean, no offense whatsoever.
No. A very lackluster return for David Otunga.
It was a Nexus. Clash. They were both in the Nexus.
Yeah, they were partners, teammates.
Yeah.
Congratulations, your movie made $17 million this weekend. You get squashed by Ryback. Welcome back.
One of the first successful WWE films.
Yeah.
They're saying this could be the first one to make money at the box office, or at least break even.
The production company.
I saw it, and I actually want to see it again. I thought it was really good.
A glowing endorsement right there.
Yeah.
I mean, after the match, this was all about Randy Sheamus versus the Shield. I don't know what I got written down here.
But
so we were
Vicky
setting
comes
up the
out.
Shield stuff. Is what happened.
Ryback and Otunga.
And then Randy and Sheamus came out.
Yeah, he grabbed he did the promo.
Right.
He said, I don't even remember. Feed
and all the people.
Feed me. Well, how do you say?
He called on the people. He was saying like.
And the people say, what do you say? And the people.
Oh wait, I gotta get my energy back up. I got down.
Get out.
So the people say, all the people say, feed me more, feed me more. Shield hits, right? They do hit, or am I wrong?
Shield comes down.
No. That's Mark Henry came down.
No.
The Shield didn't come out for.
Oh, you're right.
Didn't come out for Ryback.
Why do I have something? Why do I have something written about Randy and Sheamus
I'm
at
sorry.
this point?
Jesse's leading the show tonight.
I pay attention.
Would you like to switch
No,
seats? Would you like to take the hosting seat,
I have
Jesse?
a note about Randy and Sheamus, and then Mark Henry coming out, stopped by Vicky and Teddy and all that stuff. So I know where we're going at that point.
Yeah.
So Vicky Guerrero essentially says, because it was because we were told that Randy, Sheamus, and Ryback were going to be taking on the Shield at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Then Mark Henry's music comes out. Now we're on track.
Yes. Okay.
And all of a sudden it's stopped by Vicky Guerrero, who's saying, no, Ryback.
And Teddy Long.
Yeah, Teddy's kind of stopping Mark Henry,
stopped him,
and Vicky's talking to Ryback, saying, no, you're not going to be in that match at WrestleMania. You're not going to WrestleMania.
We're paying Teddy tonight, so let's get him out there to say a line or two.
And she pulled him out of that 6-man match against the Shield and puts him in a one-on-one match against the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
Which just is just like, let's just pull him out. It's just...
Story for the sake of story and match for the sake of having a match. As you said, I think your description when we were watching today was very on point.
That is exposition?
Well, no, I think it was very WWE, very indie style. I mean, there's just a lot of matches to have matches going on.
There were only, I think, 2 things that moved the needle towards WrestleMania tonight.
Yeah.
And that was Dolph getting his match or the tag tag team match, and then also
Well, we got more matches in WrestleMania, but no significance of why.
As Jesse said, it felt like a house show with a few promos added
Basically,
in.
yeah.
It was a house show with extra promos.
So rumor has it that Mark Henry's contract is coming up.
Really?
Someone sent me a little message on that saying this may be the end of Mark Henry, to which I responded, like, world's strongest bummer right there. Because, I mean, I would love to see, I want to see him beat Ryback. I've been a Ryback fan since the beginning. But
Is there rumors he's not going to resign? Is he wanting to leave?
Think he would resign.
I would think so.
well, I
the
hope.
fans have been so receptive to him coming back.
It's the best he's ever been doing in his career.
He said a 10-year contract with them, and maybe he just wants to take some time.
But this isn't the
guy's made a lot of money.
But this can't be the end of the 10-year
He's
contract.
made a lot of money.
But the 10-year contract ended years ago. This is not the 10-year contract.
So even if it ended years ago, even more so the case.
Because
why he
Sexual
made
Chocolate was 99, so
Was it
10
that long
years,
ago?
Yeah, I mean, that was 90s. That was Attitude Era. So he signed it, what, 97, 98?
So, I mean honestly, he's put away enough money that maybe he's just ready to take some time.
He may take some time
Probably
off,
signed
but
a 5-year
I think
after his
he'll
10.
Stay at WWE. I don't see, reason for him to leave to do anyone else
He doesn't go to
right now.
TNA.
I mean, I don't see him going anywhere
Why would he
wrestling.
even
I would
go there?
at that point he would retire in
Yeah.
my mind. I mean, here's a guy who's already he's inducted in the International Sports Hall of Fame. I mean, he's a superstar.
Absolutely.
The only reason he'd go there is if they, get Henry versus Abyss. That's about it.
Oh, I don't think he'd even go. I think he'd go if they gave him the company, if he got to own the company.
Right,
Other than that, I don't know.
I don't see him going anywhere. I mean, his career was WWE from the beginning, and he's made a ton of money with WWE.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna ruin that.
No. He has no need to.
Go.
Uh-oh. Your favorite.
I'm a fan. And we get a full setup today for his premiere. We get a we get a truss, a little scaffolding truss. We get some streamers. We get a little dance entrance.
The lights looked awesome behind him.
Everything looked
that
cool
looked really
on the
cool.
entrance.
This is the best of his
Yes.
entrances and appearances.
Yeah, they
Ryan's still not happy with his dancing
Well,
ability.
yeah, here's what I have to say is, how long's he been doing this gimmick now? How long
It's
has he been
got
working
to
on
be
it?
4 to 6 months
6 months,
on
right?
the dark. Yeah.
He does not look like he's been taking 6 months of dancing classes.
The people who are on Dancing with the Stars who have done it for 3 weeks look better at dancing than him.
They're also 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that's a little different. He has 1 day a week to do it.
He also only needs to learn one move, man.
Yeah, but
he needs
still,
one step.
No, I don't care. He's given an opportunity of a lifetime. He's being given a good gimmick. When you're if you're an actor and they ask you, can you ride a horse, and you can't, what do you tell them?
I'll go take lessons.
Exactly. And you learn to ride a horse. You become an expert horse rider.
An equestrian.
Why isn't he an expert dancer in 6 months? He has not done his...
I'm not going to disagree with you. I mean,
I don't know that he hasn't.
He should be very good at this point.
But to me, it does not look like a guy that has done his job and become the dancer that he should
And
be.
he's been
He
so
should be
hyped up.
dancing all the way down perfectly.
I don't want to blow him up.
He should be better than the girls that are dancing with him, and
The
he doesn't.
girl
He
tonight
doesn't
was
look
actually
like it.
really good. Like in
'Cause
the
she's a
past,
real dancer.
well, they've
Yeah,
had a couple really bad ones recently.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to know the girl's name.
Ah.
She looked like.
get her number.
No,
Jesse, would
I'm
you-
saying I wanted
Would you sit on the couch with her?
No, would you do Dancing with the Stars? Would it be something you'd like to try? Or do you
Sure. Why not? I could.
paired up with another beautiful woman?
I could. Definitely learn the tango.
Absolutely.
Okay. The Henry contract was from '96 to '06, and then an extension was signed.
So, I mean, honestly, that's a lot of years. The guy may just want to take a break. Mm-hmm. All right, Fandango saying, stop, stretch. And, essentially, he's going to be taking on Kali in this situation.
Yes.
And he says, you are far too stupid to pronounce my name correctly, so why don't we let the sensual Canadian slice of heaven.
Oh, did we mention when he got in the ring the little sparkly thing of his?
No, we didn't go through the full entrance. So he had a LED light-based little like frame, like almost like an Elvis-style outline frame.
It wasn't. Was it LED or was it like pyro? That
It wasn't pyro. I think it was LEDs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it was LEDs. Okay.
Yep. It was awesome.
And Kali came out through his
Birthday streamers.
the streamers, yeah. But the lights were turned off
He
on him.
jumped
Way
over
to
the top
no
rope.
sell the sensual Canadian slice of heaven, Natalia, right there. You treated her like WWE does. You just passed right over to her.
Which they shouldn't at all.
At least I didn't give her a fart gimmick.
No, you didn't. Fandango says, "Don't be afraid of my masculinity." Are you afraid of it? I think that's what it is.
I'm
Clum is
frightened.
intimidated by Fandango's masculinity,
I am. I'm
and that's
scared
why
of
he
it.
dislikes him so much.
Yep.
I'm used to metro-looking guys because I live in LA, but Fandango is really metro. He's pushing the line.
Sorry. I do.
Natalia goes to pronounce his name, and she says,
Is she looking at you when she say Metro?
she says, I don't, I'm not really
No, I know.
Metro.
I'm kidding. I kid.
I'm my own
You're your own thing.
classification.
Dang.
Dang.
Go get him, Collie!
Boom! Cathy taking the words right there, starts it up, and Fandango gets out of dodge, ends up getting. Did the match start? Did he get counted out?
No, there was no match.
No official
No, he
start
just
out.
left.
That's
No
later, so that's
Jumped
another
out.
match
Yeah.
that something crazy happens to walk away.
Once again, I'm not gonna wrestle.
He gets on
You're
the mic
fired.
and he said,
"You're fired."
Tonight was the night you almost got to see the debut of Fandango. I like it. I thought it was actually a great segment today.
At least it was the most teased that we've ever seen.
It was the best Fandango segment we've had.
I'm going to go so far as to say could have been the most entertaining segment on Raw tonight.
And that's the way to use Khali.
Crazy, but yes, almost. I did. That should not be the most entertaining segment of the night, but it was close.
But it was. R-Truth in a
It
brand
didn't
new
end there.
outfit.
No. What about backstage with Jericho?
That's coming up.
Oh, it did? Okay.
I'm gonna- yeah.
I'm going out of order then.
I don't have that written there yet. That comes up later.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, now you're killing me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
Blame me for that one.
Now everyone's going to be like, Smiley's off his game
No, that's
tonight.
my fault.
Now my
Blame me. Don't
energy's
do that.
sapping. Yeah, that happens in like segment 9. I'm on 5 on my list.
Oh yeah, it
Cathy.
is segment 9. You're right. Chris Jericho with Josh Matt. That's hour 2. We're not even an hour. Cathy is trying to. Did she shuffle up your cards there?
She's trying to sabotage
So
me.
R-Truth.
She's trying to get me punished.
I think so.
R-Truth in a brand new outfit.
Cathy wants your seat, I think.
Potentially.
I think
Shuffle your
possibly.
deck.
You're not getting my seat.
You never know. You may
We'll fight on the AfterBuzz active
You never
match
know.
for host
Oh,
next week.
yeah. Check out the new active app on AfterBuzz where you can see the interaction between us when we're not on the
You
air.
never know. Someday they may tune in and you'll be gone and Cathy will be
Let's
sitting
try
in that
this a
seat.
third
Who
time.
knows?
R-Truth in a new outfit taking on Damian Sandow. And the big question is he going to get got?
Sando's promo was awesome on the way down.
Silence the music. I'm about to speak. He essentially talks about Henry David Thoreau saying, "Give me truth." Mm-hmm. And that Thoreau would be rolling around in his grave if he saw the representation of truth being R-Truth, where the R stands for repugnant. You're welcome. You guys all popped for that. You
Always pop
We
for
all expected
Sandow.
him to say a different R word. But
What
we
R
didn't
word
know
were you expecting?
The one that you're never supposed to say on TV. But
Is there an R?
Ravishing.
Is there an R word you can't say
don't
on
know.
TV?
Since Eugene's left, I don't think they would go the R word. That R word.
Oh, I know what he's meaning.
Oh.
A slang word
No,
for
I use
people
that. I
who
use that
are
term.
special.
Right, I use that
Right.
term regularly. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
it's one of those.
You're not supposed to say. I think
know.
it's a great word.
I have two. I have
use
two
it way
bad
too much.
words.
Yeah.
I do use the term. I don't mind saying it because it's not really a swear. But
No, it's not a swear.
I use the word retard and I use the
It's
word
no longer
gay a lot.
PC. Yeah, I use the word retard all
The
the
word,
time.
the word I use for the whole segment is really,
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 really.
Really?
R-Truth gives a little poem to Damian Sandow saying, "Your beard is weird and you talk a lot. I got 4 words for you. You gonna get got." Back and forth matchup, nothing special. Decent matchup. As you said, it was a basic match.
It was a basic match. You're like, nothing special here. But if you watch that match in any wrestling school, they critique it and say that was great. It was a basic. It was a basic
match.
Just what it needed to be. That part of the card is fine.
Sandow with offense from the beginning hits the Kavito Akiet, which actually triggered R-Truth's comeback. And at that point, Sandow decided to walk out and got counted out. That's why I was confusing the other.
It was just a weird, and it was just kind of weird the way it happened. But
More disappointing than a tap out.
Well, but you know, he was walking out of matches when he first started. You know, months back. That was kind of his gimmick, also. When
he was doing the same thing as Fandango, refusing to go down. And
and then if he was about
wrestle.
to lose a match, he would just walk away and leave and get counted out and things like that. Backstage area, Cody Rhodes with the Bellas. Caitlyn comes on in.
Kind of dumps him in a way.
Yeah, I mean, if they were actually together, I mean,
They
it seemed
were?
like
They've had a lot of flirtation going on SmackDown.
Yeah, Caitlyn essentially coming into Cody and saying, I have a thing going on, so I can't hang out like we were supposed to.
Yeah.
Cody didn't really care because the Bellas were all over him.
distracting.
They were all up in his mug.
Yeah, and they do so many, like, these little packages of recap packages. They didn't give us any little recap of this storyline.
No.
So people who haven't been following it on the internet and SmackDown are going to be a little, like, lost in
I
it.
really like this storyline. I
Yeah.
wish.
I
feel
don't
like
even know it.
WWE draws out so many storylines, and they make you wish that they would go faster. I feel like this one has been so short and condensed that I wish that they would actually like stay on it for a minute and do something with it.
You like, you like the flirtatious storylines?
Greatest guest ever.
Caitlyn says to the Bellas, you can have his mustache, and Cody, you can have theirs. She's implying that the Bellas have a little fuzz on the upper lip, I think. That's what I got out of that whole line right there.
Yeah, my thoughts dirtier, so
That
I
was a
wasn't sure
waxing
what they
joke.
were.
That was a waxing joke. Your thoughts are dirtier.
I was thinking of different places being
You're in the
waxed, but
gutter.
I'm filthy.
This is a
I'm
PG
filthy
show.
mind. I have a filthy mind. I'm sorry.
You know, this episode that we're doing right now is just so darn good that I'm sure you're going to want to go
Oh yeah.
archive it forever. And you could listen to this episode along with other and past episodes by heading over to iTunes, baby, where you could look us up, look up AfterBuzz, look up AfterBuzz's Monday Night Raw show, and you can rate us, you could comment about us. I think you should leave us a 5-star rating. We're at 4.5. We're trying to climb to that magical 5th.
Go download our Chris Jericho interview we did a few weeks ago, which
Absolutely.
was awesome. And
Is it possible for us to go back up to 5, or not really, because we still have some unders?
Yeah, because you can never
climb
get
from
back to
4 to
100,
4.5, but can we get to 5, or are we
I
at our
don't
peak
know.
right now because of just?
maybe mathematically we can, but it would take maybe years of only 5-star reviews.
We'd have to get Matt Stryker to do some math for us.
Yeah.
Teacher. And if you don't go to iTunes, you can also go to YouTube.
Yeah.
But go to iTunes and
go,
tell a
go
friend.
to both. Go to YouTube and watch us then.
YouTube.com/AfterBuzzTV.
Because you can see us on YouTube. You can see Jesse sitting on the couch with Cathy and on YouTube.
You can.
Can.
He's getting closer and closer over
keeps
there.
moving in.
Actually, I think Cathy is the one. I think Cathy's the one getting closer to Jesse. Actually,
You know, she knows what's up.
she definitely knows what's up.
Undertaker in the ring to start up, or the entrance to the ring to start up hour 2, essentially saying, Punk, last week you sealed your fate, and I'm going to hurt you, and I'm going to hurt you bad.
This could have actually been the best segment of the night.
You have one chance to save your soul, and I want the urn back. And then all of a sudden we hear a voice. That we see on the screen, it's CM Punk, and he's got the urn.
It's a pretty good impression.
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, I
wasn't
think
bad.
I think everybody does.
It's not a hard. It's not a hard impression to do.
Kathy,
no.
go for it.
It's better than her Vicky. It was better than her Vicky a couple weeks ago.
That's like more like Count Chocula or something. That was
There
very
we
good. There you go. Essentially says there's
Look at the cupcakes, by the way.
they're
They're
just dying over
They're
there.
just dying.
Melting.
I took a bite.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, I can see it.
Yeah.
I think the frostiness
CM
is soaked. I think it's soaking into the cupcakes.
CM Punk talking about a personal loss and professional loss for The Undertaker. Saying that Undertaker, at WrestleMania, you very well may be the best in the world, but 365 days of the year, I'm the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that CM Punk himself is a higher power. You know, Undertaker always looking for that higher power and the power from the urn, but CM Punk himself is a higher power, and he is the only man that can shoulder the burden of snapping the streak, and he is the 1 and 20. And then he drops the urn, drops an S-bomb, and finishes with, but no disrespect intended.
Which is great. And while he's doing, he's juggling the things.
I like
He did like Harlem Globetrotters type
he
of
did the elbow. He did the bicep pop
between the legs. Yeah, he's doing the whole thing.
I like no disrespect intended. He started with that before the promo too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean no disrespect by him, but
I thought it was a great. I thought it was a great promo. I thought it was very well done. I thought that was possibly the best part of the night.
very, very entertaining too. So I mean, it goes in contention with the
push the storyline
with the other.
The only storyline we've really gotten the last 2 weeks that are interesting is the Punk Triple H. Punk Undertaker.
So do you believe that Punk actually has a chance of ending this streak?
No, which might be the reason why it's awesome if he does.
What's going to happen?
Because I don't think he will.
You know what? I wish. No, I think there's no way in hell he's.
We're going 21-0.
Oh yeah, but I wish that in the coming weeks, 1 week when The Rock, Undertaker, Lesnar, Triple H, Punk, and Cena are all there, that they do some kind of generational match, six-man tag with all those people involved, like guys that you never think would tag together,
right?
Like Cena, Punk, and I guess Triple H versus. No, it would be Lesnar versus Triple H, Undertaker, and The Rock in one team.
It's crazy.
That would be amazing if they. But they I don't think they're gonna. They wouldn't.
No.
Tease us with that.
Not
that
gonna happen though.
One of the awesomest matches ever.
Could be pretty cool.
That's why we all have WWE 13, so we can play that anytime.
Oh yeah.
You know what's cool?
What's cool?
Carlito's cousins and nephews or brothers or cousins.
One's his brother and one's his cousin.
Epico and Primo in the ring with Rosa Mendez, who's dancing away. And they're going to take on... they're going to take on Team Hell No, the tag team champions, Daniel Bryan and
Is that for me or is that for Kathy?
Both.
Or did Kathy look at me when I did that? I missed it.
I did a very weird look.
Okay. Did I get a smiley look when... did she look at me like she looks at you?
She gave a funny expression. The best thing about this match right now was that we had the sign of the night during this match because
Jesse caught this.
Jesse had the eye. He caught the pee in her butt sign. Listen to Martin cackling like a girl in the booth.
Front row due to the sign.
And the fact that we actually sat there and kept rewinding, we're like, it says pee in the what? Pee in her butt. Pee in her butt. Yeah. And then when it finally came on screen the full time for our final review, we were like, yeah!
Biggest pop of the night was for that sign.
And then that was replaced by someone in a V for Vendetta mask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very odd.
That might be the best sign ever on Raw. Pee in her butt. I don't. You know, that was just some kids in there like, what can we get on? Let's write pee on her butt.
But it wasn't a kid. It was like I think it was like a 25-year-old man.
Okay, so 25
man.
Couple buddies throwing some beers back. What are you doing, Raw? Let's write pee on her butt and see if we can get it on here.
Do they check signs when you go in?
They sometimes, but people just bring a marker and a blank.
Yeah, and you'd have to really search them. So yeah, they
I don't think they're reading everything. They're looking for profanity, and I think that one passes at first.
They usually catch them as they go up.
The match itself is obviously dominated by Team Hell No until AJ came to the ring, skipping around the ring, dressed in red and black.
And the little Kane, when she dresses as Kane.
Kane-esque.
Yeah, Kane-esque.
Trying to make some distractions, but the distractions weren't enough because Kane still got the win with the choke slam. Still able to get the win. We still have tag team champions. It was really
pointless to have AJ in that.
The whole situation on that one was a little confusing. We were all sitting there like, what was going to happen and why? And it's just to set up the fact that we're going to get a tag team match, Team Hell No versus Dolph and Big E for WrestleMania. Once again, a story that's just coming out of nowhere.
This match was better than we expected, though.
That was the one that we said was actually very good, wasn't it?
Yeah, because we had essentially a couple squashes. R-Truth and Sandow we had two squashes and then a count out, and so we thought this was just going to be another squash, but it was actually relatively competitive.
That was actually, as you say that, now I'm remembering, absolutely. It was a really competitive match, and it almost confused us why it was so competitive.
Yeah, exactly. It's like some of the other stuff.
Like they went 15 minutes. Well, you were just cracking up over there.
I'm reading the chat roll.
What are they saying?
They think I'm Kathy's husband.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I don't have a ring yet.
Mrs. Cathy Heyman right there. Yeah.
got a good ring to it.
Chris Jericho in the back, as Cathy alluded to earlier.
Yes,
Talking about
sorry.
the fact that he's a 9-time Intercontinental Champion.
9 times.
And then in game.
That's how many times the Ferris Bueller of Miss School? 9 times.
Absolutely. Change the little computer thing right there. And then it's 3. Fandango comes in, interrupts the interview, and there's a little exchange where Jericho's like, Fandumbo, Fandunghole, Fanwango Tango, Fan B-I-N-G-O Bingo, oh, and all of that. It was pretty funny.
That was pretty good.
I didn't like it
That
at
was old school
first, but it
Jericho.
And
ended
then it
on
got
a
funny.
really good note. Yeah.
And then he asked for movie tickets. Hey, can I get a couple movie
And
tickets?
that's where it ended.
That was
So
awesome.
then, well, Fandango said, "Very funny, Christopher. You will learn to say my name." And then he walks away. And then Jericho just says, "Don't leave. I haven't gotten my movie tickets yet."
What most people don't know is Fandango is a dance. It is.
What kind of dance?
A Spanish one.
There we go.
Would you and Jesse like to demonstrate? He's trying to actually get on Dancing with the Stars. You could help his.
can't
You
dance.
could help his bid right there.
I'm like most white girls in America, can't dance.
That's a stereotype that I don't think is very true.
No.
Probably dance.
It's very true with me.
I get a couple drinks in her and get her to the club in West Hollywood. I guarantee you she's cutting
Take
rug.
off my heels.
Irish
she's
car
cutting
bombs,
rug.
right? Irish car bombs, right?
Jack and Coke.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a break.
Tangerine and tonic. You don't do the hard. You don't drink. You don't do cocktails, do you?
anything crazy
Not very
like
much.
this
I mean,
St.
it's
Patrick's
not that
Day?
I don't drink. I don't drink very often.
Look at. He's getting smooth over there.
Getting
The
he is
voice,
smooth.
no, I know, but the voice got lower right
Coming off
there.
it.
There's a little more whispering right there.
A little less space between the two of them.
We get a nice recap package of something the WWE does that's incredibly nice. Their charity work. Alicia
Yes.
Fox and Natalia were out in Rwanda helping refugees who are suffering from malaria with the organization Nothing But Nets. You can check them out at nothingbutnets.net. But they're giving mosquito nets to people in Rwanda, and they're helping the world, man.
I'm sure a lot of people look and go, "That's silly," but that's actually a very, very serious problem over there.
But it also got to be just an amazingly rewarding experience for
Absolutely.
the talent to get to go do stuff like that. I mean, those are one of the things that make it worthwhile being a WWE
WWE is
superstar.
amazing with that stuff. I was doing a show about a year and a half ago before I got into wrestling called Everyday Health. It's a Sunday show on ABC Kids show where we would go focus on people that are special in the world of healthcare or whatever. And we contacted WWE possibly about doing something, and we actually didn't, but they were really receptive to it. They were like, "We would love to help you guys out any way we can." The minute you call them about anything charitable, they're very, very interested.
It's a lot of good charity
A
work.
lot of good stuff they do.
Cody Rhodes, as we move on.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes taking on Alberto Del Rio with brand new music.
Yeah.
They added a little beat, a little. They really.
I did not
Kathy
like
didn't
his
like
new
it.
music.
No, they messed it up. I didn't like it either.
I liked his intro music before, and I feel like they changed it in a bad way.
Yeah, I like the kind of little horn in the beginning, the way the old one was.
I didn't know what was
you hear that,
happening.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't love it.
No, I didn't
You
either.
brought it up. Maybe it was to try to change the tempo to make people get along with this face turn. I've been a fan of the face turn, so I don't think it really needs the help in that
It
sense.
hasn't gotten over though. They feel it.
They should
They're
pluck his
feeling it hasn't
eyebrows.
gotten over though. They want it to.
His eyebrows are too evil looking.
I mean, he's a likable guy, I think. We saw a great little thing where Cody took a tumble off the top. You know, it looked like he landed face first from one of those reverse.
Yeah.
The sit out front suplex.
Which one is that? Oh, off the top
Off the
rope.
top.
Yeah.
It looked like he almost spiked him on his face.
And then Del Rio hit a huge kick to the face. Cody got the kick out, calls for the cross arm breaker. Crowd's actually at a point in this part where they were behind the match, CCC, and they were getting into it, so the crowd had some energy at this point. Cody hits a moonsault. Del Rio in the row. Oh, so Del Rio debuted a new little 10 count gimmick.
Oh yeah, similar to Sheamus.
Similar to Sheamus, but now he's rocking the kidney shots.
kidney shots.
Is he going to do that
Done that
more
a few
often?
times.
I think so.
actually.
Yeah.
He's already done that a few times.
Couple
Has he?
times,
Yeah.
and then he drops it into the back, the
Yeah, he
backstabber,
does
the lung blower.
backstabber, yeah.
Yeah, he'll definitely do that
What do you
because
like
it's
better as
good.
a name, backstabber or lung blower? Both go either way.
I think backstabbers, is that more of a WWE
The
term,
leaf-
and one's the lung blower is like
The
the
leaf
word
term.
name? I think so. I think the backstabber is Jericho's version of it. I think the actual move is the lung blower,
Could
but
be.
I could be wrong on that. Yeah.
He ends up hitting the cross arm breaker, gets the win.
Which I think they need to be tapping quicker to that move a bit because if anybody who watches, there's a lot of crossover in my opinion, UFC to WWE, and anybody who watches a real fight, anytime you sink that cross arm breaker in, like that,
arm's gonna go.
The second it's gone. Watch Ronda Rousey. Watch people who don't tap. They turn their arm into an L the wrong way and snap your arm. It's nasty. And we know what that looks like now, so we can watch it on television. So the audience is educated to that. So I think they need to start doing that. But just my opinion.
Jack Swagger comes in the ring from behind, hits Del Rio, ends up giving a huge bump to Ricardo. Ricardo getting tossed out of the ring, takes a sick fall. We talk about maximizing minutes. There's a guy who wants to make an impact. Excuse me, even if only on the screen for a short period of time. I mean, he went and put his body on the line for that
Absolutely.
bump. Alberto Del Rio eventually got control of Swagger, started moving towards Zeb Coulter, and just when he was about to get his hands on him, Swagger cold clocks Del Rio with the forearm shot to the back of the head that I went to the replay and rewind on that. Because he clocked him, man. Knocked him.
Well, it's like a stiff shot.
It definitely looked that way. And then threw Alberto Del Rio into the steps. Del Rio out. They're moving away, and Ricardo ends up getting hit again by a huge clothesline, gets put in the Patriot Act, and Jack breaks his ankle and welcomes Ricardo to Jack Swagger's America.
Yeah. Great job by Ricardo Rodriguez on this. He just screaming like a little girl, when he gets it broken. I mean, really sold that incredibly well.
Yeah.
That's the buddy pal. He's talented.
He is incredibly talented.
When do you guys see him in the ring some years from now?
You actually can't see him in the ring. He wrestles. Well, actually, there is a worker named El Local who has a similar style and body type to Ricardo Rodriguez that you can see on NXT, and so he's popping up here and there.
What were you gonna say there, Kat?
I was worried that they were going to show that package again of Ricardo and Del Rio pretending to be Swagger.
We got that 3 times last week.
3 times. 3 times last week.
Absolutely ridiculous.
We did get a Hall of Fame package because we get a new inductee into the class of 2013.
Yes, what do you think?
Can you dig it, sucker? I always liked Harlem Heat's music.
I did too. I like the fireballs that would go.
That one's always stayed strong.
Yeah.
And probably the only worthwhile theme song from WCW ever, I think.
Whoa.
Oh, I don't know. NWO.
Flair doesn't count.
NWO.
I mean, that doesn't even count either because that's still playing off.
The Four Horsemen, come on. That's original.
The original when you get the galloping, but then when it breaks.
What about the Hogan? He's a man. What is that? You don't want to hear me sing it, but way too high for me.
Greg Brady.
There was a hip hop song in Booker T's whole package. What was the whole theme was "You're now rocking with the best."
Mm-hmm.
You're now rocking with the best. When you go through these packages for the Hall of Fame, and you see the career, and you see, I mean, Booker T has done a lot over the years. I was a little surprised when it came on the screen. I'm a little thinking, Booker T, really? Like, at this point, there's so many other deserving wrestlers out there. When you see and you go through the accolades, I mean, he's done it all.
Yeah.
But
he's now number, is it 6?
6-person in?
6 in, so
we got Bruno, we got Backlund, we got
Mick.
Trish, we got Mick, and now we got
That's probably the last one.
Booker.
I'm told
we're gonna get one more.
I hear there's going to be one more, and I don't know who it's going to be. I haven't heard any rumors, but I think it would make sense to have because it almost seems like the bigger ones sound. But I would think Brooklyn Brawler would make sense.
It's a good call. I'd be okay with the Jobber getting in that sense because he's done a lot for the company itself too.
And not only in front of the ring but behind the scenes.
Yeah, he's an
been
important
there
guy.
forever. He's the promo guy.
Yeah.
From everybody, from what I understand, that you need to work on your promos. You go to Brawler.
I cut the worst promo ever for the Brawler like 2 years ago.
Really?
I'm known as a promo guy. I went in there and cut my promo, and it was just the drizzling ass.
Would it be? Do you think they'll
Kind of like the show tonight.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll ever put a referee in the WWE Hall of Fame?
They could.
You think they ever put?
You want Danny Davis?
No, do you think they ever put Earl Ebner?
The Hebner.
No,
what about
because of the
Dave,
TNA
too?
involvement.
Oh, okay.
Not now.
I didn't know he was there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them were there at one point, and their son is Earl's son.
But I would think
Brian's there,
absolutely
too.
they'd put a ref in there.
I'd like to see that one day, just to have something different in there,
Yeah, I mean, have they put ring announcers in there? Is Finkel in there?
Right.
Finkel's
Finkel's
in there,
got
I
to be
believe.
right.
I think
Yeah.
Finkel was in the beginning.
Is Mike McGurk in there?
No.
Remember Mike McGurk?
No Sean Mooney either.
No Sean Mooney. Yeah.
Lord Alfred.
Lord Alfred should be in there.
He should be in there, but
may
he's
be.
He
not.
is in there, I think, right?
Lord
think he
maybe
is.
he may have been in one of the
And
opening years.
Gorilla's got to be in
Gorilla's
there, right?
in there for sure.
Bobby's in there.
Jesse's in there.
Jesse's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JR's in there, of course. Jerry's in there.
Did you see that superstar Billy Graham asked to be removed?
I mean, he does
And
some
it's a
douchey-
weird,
he
it's a
does-
weird reason too, because
He
Abdul
does
is
some
in there.
douchey stuff, man.
He says it's because Abdul
his
in there.
he pawned his ring when
Yeah.
he needed money. Because Abdullah's in there and he's a disgrace to wrestling. I don't want to be
get in the news.
associated.
Yeah, which is stupid to me.
It's
to
all
be
publicity.
Like, yeah,
him trying to keep a
absolutely.
name for himself.
He's earned it this year after all that heel stuff. Is Cole is eventually gonna get in there.
Cole, yeah, absolutely.
deserves it.
You're right. I mean,
He's the voice of the WWE.
and Cole's been there since like 98, 99.
He's the voice, man. He was transitioned to be the voice of WWE.
And you know what's actually one of the cool things I think about Michael Cole? He wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be Kevin Kelly, I believe. Like, Michael Cole was like just a whatever. I think Kevin Kelly was the guy who's now over at Ring of Honor. It was the guy they were bringing up for that spot. And he didn't work out, and Cole just worked his ass off
Joey
and
Styles
got that
still
spot.
works for the company.
Joey Styles what?
He still works for the company.
Joey Styles runs the internet
Does he?
department.
Yeah, the WWE.com.
Yeah.
But I was like, I thought he was gonna.
Joey's awesome and could have been.
Longer,
I mean, Joey Styles is an amazing
Yeah.
commentator.
Oh, yeah. The WWE, for some reason, didn't like him, though.
Because Joey is great at calling the action,
Yeah.
where WWE likes
Wants
to
a
tell
story.
stories.
Right, exactly.
So, but Joey's the best at calling the action of anyone.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Here's your man coming into the ring, Jesse. Randy Orton with Sheamus. Tag team match taking on the 3MB.
Start of hour 3.
Start of hour 3. 3MB. I mean,
Two out of three of them.
It was McIntyre and Slater they took on.
they took him on. It was what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even remember. I don't
much
even
to
remember
say.
how the match ended. Was it bro kick and a pin? I think, or
RKO.
RKO.
Ended with the
oh, that's
RKO.
right.
You know
I
what's sad
into
is
the
that
RKO.
I missed
Power slam to RKO. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Actually, the RKO was pretty too.
I missed last year's promos for Heath Slater. We got to wrestle with a bunch of legends. Each week,
Yeah, that was good.
Over the summer leading up to
When
the
they brought in
1000th
Sid, when they brought in Sid,
yeah,
when they
yeah,
brought
yeah.
in
I thought that
Vader.
was during
Raw.
WrestleMania, but okay.
I love seeing
1000th Raw in
Sid.
July.
Yeah.
I love seeing Sid.
Sid, Vader,
All those guys.
even they brought Cyndi Lauper, and
But,
I don't think he. Oh no, he did come out and do something
She
with
made it
Lauper.
bleed. She was the only one made. She broke
She
the
smashed the thing over his head.
Made it bleed. I thought that was like, but that he kept getting rubs, but he's still not
Right.
getting over. Like,
Oh, I just thinking celebrities. We forgot Donald Trump Hall of
Yeah.
Fame as well.
right, of course.
Yeah, which the Cyndi Lauper made me think of that because she's not in yet, right? Cyndi Lauper's not in,
Not sure.
and you would think also with New York this would make sense to
Yeah,
have
she'd
her.
be a good one for that one.
Yeah, but I
we
guess
got the
I mean,
we
Donald
already
Trump
got the
was great for
celebrity
New
and
York,
Donald
yeah.
makes
That's what it
sense
is.
because he's so synonymous with New York.
The
so-
Donald. The Shield came to the ring to do their little attack on Orton and Sheamus, and then Big Show came running down to the ring. And
Even the numbers out.
even the numbers out. It looked like it was pretty obvious that he was coming to help Orton and Sheamus, but then Michael Cole made an odd comment about, I wonder what his intentions are.
And you're like, oh, he's attacked. That's it.
I was waiting for a turn right there just because it made no sense that they brought it up, but no, there wasn't, and the Shield ends up retreating.
Who's the sloth?
Huh?
Who's the sloth?
Jesse's reading
They keep talking
Carol.
about the sloth in the chat.
I don't know. I've seen people before talk about the only. I think it's
He
one of
said
our. I think it's
Jesse
one of the guys who
versus
follows
Sloth,
us.
the WrestleMania
I think
20.
Sloth is one of
Sloth
our
from the
fans.
Goonies?
No. I've seen
No.
someone put on YouTube the only person that deserves sit next to Cathy Kelley is the Sloth. So I think that's the name of one of our fans, but I'm not
Rocky
sure.
Road.
I haven't figured.
Baby Ruth. Dolph Ziggler with Biggie Langston and AJ taking on Kofi Kingston. Obviously, you got a match between two fantastic wrestlers. You're going to get fantastic wrestling. Great timing by Dolph is what I noticed in this match. I mean, he's just brilliant. And then we saw a beautiful springboard 180 splash by Kofi Kingston.
A couple beautiful moves by Kofi in this.
It was funny because we popped huge when he hit it, and then we went back on the replay, and we were like, okay, it was cool.
Which is so funny that sometimes that's the way it is. Something, especially in wrestling, something looks like, oh my God, that was so amazing. You go back and go, oh, okay, well maybe it wasn't as good as it was in my mind the first time, but one of the wonderful things about wrestling.
At this point, Dolph's on the outside. Kofi's trying to set up a little dive off the apron onto him right there. Biggie Langston, AJ's distracted.
I think they're whispering sweet nothings into each other's ears over there. I hear something going on.
Biggie Langston with the drive-by, taking out Kofi right there for a huge bump. Ziggs throws him back in the ring, hits the zigzag for the 1, 2, 3, and this one's out. Boom. Team Hell No comes up to the stage.
And, I've said many times, I don't like Big E with this group. I'm not a fan of it. I think it hurts both of them. I think they're both great. I think it hurts everybody. I just don't think it makes sense. But the last 3 weeks now, they've used the outside interference with Big E and AJ. They've effectively, they've used it well. Like they were just kind of lumps on a log before.
I'm still over it though.
I'm over it too. I think I think it was a giant mistake putting Big E with them. I don't think it makes any sense, and they need to get him out of there.
Interference is like contraception.
I think he's great.
It has to be used effectively.
Not right for him.
For Big E eventually to turn him, but I don't see the opening for that.
Yeah, I mean you can make the opening.
I thought a long time I thought Dolph was going to turn face after he broke up with Vicky, And now,
yeah.
I mean, people have been saying that if AJ dumps him, then he'll turn face.
I'm like, oh yeah, not because
he's going to dump AJ before AJ dumps him.
I agree.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's over, and I feel like they could be using AJ in such a better way.
But Jesse gave a look like, what does she know?
I wanted AJ and Dolph because we never got to see the two of them. Big E was immediately with them the minute they got together. So
yeah, I would have liked to see a dynamic of just AJ and Dolph and let them pull the Edge Lita vibe there and get a little sleazy, get a little dirty.
The Christmas stuff they were doing, their Christmas present stuff was all great, and then immediately like Big E's in with them, and it's like he's a third wheel.
I'm excited to see Big E in the ring though.
Yes.
But I wish that it was on his own.
Yeah, and if you watch him on NXT, he's a baby face. He does his powerlifting thing. He comes in with a chalk. He's clapping.
I like
clouds
that.
He does the 5 count like King Kong Bundy did.
He owns it on NXT.
5. Yeah. Why aren't we getting that? Why are we getting boring with Ziggler on Raw?
What's crazy? Starting with WrestleMania and that match, I think we're more excited about what's going to come up after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Than what's going on at WrestleMania. We're ready for the people to come back, new people, fresh faces, fresh storylines.
Bray Wyatt. I cannot wait to see Bray Wyatt come in.
I always love seeing guys get brought up from development. That's my favorite time.
That's the best part. They should have a draft like a not like
the old school draft, but like a cool draft that's legit,
like the NBA draft.
Absolutely, where all the rookies and all the newcomers are up, and some will get drafted.
That would be a really good idea. Actually,
I think you may see things like that because it seems like supposedly NXT may get a national TV deal this year, and I think if that's the case and it becomes a national brand, then you would see something.
I think that is a cool thing. They get 3 draft picks a year or something like that, and they can bring 3 guys up. But I mean, you can still bring other guys at other times. But I think that is cool instead of because they have always done that Raw SmackDown draft, which was always a big thing. Switch it to the rookie draft. That's a great idea.
This year after WrestleMania, they need to start phasing out John Cena.
I mean, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Way too many T-shirts sold.
I know. I'm just kidding, but
he's not kidding. He wants it. It just won't happen.
A lot of people want it. It's just what side of the fence you're on.
What I think people want is a Cena heel turn. People want to see edgy Cena come up. That's what people.
Do you think he could do it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he could do it,
but he won't. He won't for personal, moral.
No,
not just that.
No. He could do it. All you need to do is start rapping again.
The company
he won't do it though because
millions and millions of dollars. Those millions and millions of dollars of primetime players, they will legitimately lose out on T-shirt sales.
But
legitimately,
he won't do it because the charity work means a lot to him, and it absolutely too much. He's Make-A-Wish's #1 guy.
He's done over 200 wishes. It's unbelievable.
All right.
No, absolutely.
That's really
Team
cool.
Hell No on the stage. Kane essentially saying he's not in a good place right now, so they got to be careful. And AJ gets on the mic and says, my boyfriend...
They challenged him to a match.
Yeah, Team Hell No actually challenged Ziggler and Big E, because essentially saying, we haven't seen you in the ring yet, Big E. How about we check you out in the ring?
Yeah.
And then AJ gets on the mic, says, my boyfriend Ziggy and Big E accept, but only with the titles on the line and at WrestleMania. To which Daniel Bryan said, let me think. Yes. Yes.
Felt very thrown
and then
together.
the pyro, baby, boom!
He finally said yes after all those years, weeks of saying no.
No.
It's the therapy. It's helping him.
And pyro after the win.
Dr. Shelby's a quack.
Ravens pyro after the win.
Raven gets pyro after the win.
Yep.
Kane gets it.
Yeah, we have a friend of ours that always says you can tell if Kane is going to win or lose whether or not the pyro goes on before the match or after the match, because they can only load the pyro once. So if he does it before, it means he's going to lose. But it's not always.
But it hasn't even been close to accurate.
No, it's not accurate. It has not been accurate.
There's always pyro in his beginning of his entrance too, though.
What
right, but we're talking about the 4 ring
So
codes.
sometimes they won't do it in the beginning because they'll pop it at
they
the
can
end.
only do it once. So sometimes he comes in and does it on his entrance. Sometimes he does it after the match.
What do you think about my prediction that eventually the Punk Undertaker match might be a casket match?
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't think they're going to add any stipulation.
You don't think so?
You don't think so?
I think it's going to be just a plain match.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Maybe.
I love the idea actually.
Well, and
you can go casket or you can even go buried alive at that point.
But here's a story I think they might actually tell with that is Punk mentioned tonight that if he loses by DQ or count out, it still counts as a loss.
Right.
So could we have a situation where Punk is literally trying to throw the Undertaker out of the ring and get the count out victory? That he's just looking to get any cheap win at
he's looking for the cheap win.
He doesn't care how that win is. He wants that one.
Absolutely.
Whether it's disqualification, count out, he doesn't care how he beats him.
Main event on tonight's Monday Night Raw. Triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz taking on Chris Jericho, taking on Wade Barrett and his Barrett Barrage.
I thought Jericho was winning this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all had some
did.
scenarios. You talked about you thought Jericho was going to win this, get the Intercontinental Championship, and then take on Fandango.
Yeah, well, I actually got to give credit where credit is due. I was watching Main Event, which we have a new Main Event on Wednesdays, and Cameron Cash on there was actually saying that, and I thought that was a good point made by him. He said that he thought Jericho and Fandango were going to wrestle, which we knew they were, and that Jericho would win the title tonight and make it a title shot. So that was his, not mine. I stole that.
You stole it.
I stole it. But I thought it was a really good point he made. But it didn't happen, so.
Triple threat rules, which means the champion does not have to get pinned to lose the championship. And right from the beginning, Wade was vulnerable when he was thrown out of the ring, and you were left with Miz and Y2J wrestling it up inside the squared circle. Y2J was doing a good job of trying to rev up that crowd. I think he realized right from the get-go the energy levels were down.
The whole night.
And the superstar that he is, he was doing what he had to do to get that energy back up, get the crowd back behind him, try to get some momentum building. And see what they can do. Barrett ended up getting control of Miz, and then we got a Tower of Doom, the suplex powerbomb style in the corner. You were impressed by that?
It was
You've never
really
seen
cool,
that.
yeah.
She's never seen one of those before.
Jericho was on a tear right there. Goes for a lion salt. Miz stops it. Barrett ends up hitting the winds of change on the Miz. Miz hits a figure 4 leg lock. Y2J gets the lion salt onto the leg. So he's got the figure 4 locked in, and Y2J hit that lion salt right on the the locked in legs. That's gotta hurt, man. It's gotta hurt Jericho.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got knees up in there. You got twisted legs.
I mean,
This
I
is
think
one of
that
the better
hurts everybody. Your knees getting landed on by a 200-pound man. I mean, that's none of that feels fun.
Jericho goes for the cover, but there's a kick out, and then he ends up locking the walls of Jericho in on Wade Barrett. Miz able to break that up. Barrett tossed out of the ring. Y2J hits the code breaker on the Miz. Barrett breaks up the count. Miz hits a short DDT on Jericho. Skull-crushing finale on Jericho. And then Barrett out of nowhere comes in, sneaks in, gets the roll up on Miz for the 3 count.
And this end of the sequence was cool. It was like he actually went for the skull-crushing finale, and then Jericho got out of it somehow, and then went right back. It was really cool, the sequence they did with that.
Not bad. This was a pretty good match.
It was a good match, yeah.
And I think we were
Best match
all,
of the night,
I mean, I was pleasant. I was very pleased that Wade Barrett walked away with the win and retained his championship. I don't want to see him lose it. I'm just, who's he going to wrestle in Mania, man?
I don't know. It's 2 weeks away now.
And what happened to Bo Dallas? What happened?
It didn't work out.
Well, we were talking about NXT guys, and I was saying, we've gotten quite a few. We've gotten The Shield. We've gotten Brad Maddox.
What pay-per-view was it? That was Survivor Series that he debuted?
Who's that?
Bo.
Royal Rumble.
That was the Rumble. That was
He
the way
debuted
they
at
did
the Rumble.
Right, it was the Rumble access.
The Shield, I think, debuted at Survivor Series.
Yeah, so it was the Rumble. So since January, and now Bo Dallas is non-existent and is off TV again.
He wrestled on NXT. It was interesting if you watch NXT this week. It was Bray Wyatt versus Bo Dallas, who are actually brothers in real life.
Brothers.
But they was never mentioned on the show. But that was interesting.
Interesting.
Brother versus brother wrestling this weekend.
Cool angle. I feel like it makes people tune in.
The brother versus brother stuff.
But nobody knew that was brother. I mean, they're
They don't advertise it.
Character-wise, they're not. It's Bo Dallas and Bray
I feel like
Wyatt.
true fans know.
They
though.
do.
Yeah,
They'll-
true fans know.
It was always,
look it up.
always nice to see the Intercontinental title as the main event match, right?
Yeah?
Yes.
The world title gave it a little more importance.
Well, here's my opinion. If you have a title match on Raw,
Yeah.
I don't care what title it is, that should be the main event. If it's the women's title, if it's the tag title, if there's no other title
They
match,
need a
There's no
Divas
women's
title
title.
match.
There's a Divas
I'm sorry,
title.
the Divas title. If there is a championship match, that should be the main event of the show. Everything should lead to that. They should be talking about it all the way through, and that's how way you make titles mean something.
Right.
Anytime there's a title match, it's the main event. Doesn't matter what championship it is.
Kathy, I was so over-energized by this episode of Raw that I forgot to say how lovely you look today in your beautiful dress.
Thank you.
You're
Very
welcome.
beautiful.
Look at
Trying
that.
to charm me.
Is it working?
No.
But it doesn't mean you won't stop trying.
Absolutely. I'm a persistent individual.
Yeah, you are.
Triple H to the ring for the contract signing, followed by Heyman, who's escorted by his own security.
Or extras.
Or local wrestlers.
Extra talent. Yeah.
Kids from the local wrestling school. I didn't recognize any of them today. I was looking to see
I
if
didn't
knew.
recognize him. Triple H essentially
for guys.
saying, what? I mean, you got security. Are you telling me Brock Lesnar's not going to come here and look me in the eye? Brock Lesnar's afraid? Heyman kind of looks at him, laughing. It's like, we all know Brock Lesnar is fearless. Essentially saying that the situation is in Triple H's hands right now because, A, you can take away the
Can't
match
see
that these
Kathy.
people want. You can take away this match of Brock Lesnar versus Triple H by not signing the contract. Or you can take this match not knowing the stipulation and, and then the game is on. And of course, the game doesn't care because he says he don't give a crap. He's going to kick Brock Lesnar's ass at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is hot, right? This is hot angle.
Yeah.
the best they could come up
Very
with.
This is
excited.
big. Heyman says he wants to enjoy this. He's got video on the screen. Throws video from 3 weeks ago. Got a little Heyman squeak right there or something. Triple H versus Lesnar, the fight. An odd video clip to show. I mean, it was essentially, the video clip of Lesnar getting beat up by Triple H.
Right.
But I think it's the motivation. And Heyman says, how do you top that?
And it's just a couple interesting things about the clip. First they went, from them coming down, they cut out the first 10 seconds of the fight because it looked like a mess, which is I still think Brock Lesnar busted himself open because the beginning of that was a mess and he did it to save the bit. And then you notice they put it in black and white.
Well, they always do that
Yeah.
with blood. That's not like anything new.
Right, but I'm saying that was a way to hide the blood. They turned it to black and white so you couldn't really see the blood.
I heard you say you were like, production trick. And I was like, I think it's just a technique, no trick.
Well, it's a technique. It's a trick.
It's not a trick, it's
It's
blatant.
a way to be able
Because
to use
it's-
that footage and not have it.
Yeah.
I have a message for Kathy that Kathy looks great in her dress, but on April 8th, she better be in a Jeter jersey.
You guys have a bet going on. I don't know
Yes.
what this is all about. Apparently you're losing the bet?
No, I'm not
No, no,
losing
no,
the
no.
bet. The bet is that I have to get to 1,000 followers by WrestleMania, and if I do it, then Raven has to wear an Indians jersey.
I think
If I lose,
I think Raven's
I
just
know.
getting aggressive because he thinks he's going to lose. And what are you, like 80 followers away?
yeah,
Well,
something
she's
like
gonna hit that.
So
She's gonna hit that
everybody
before
let
the
your
Lisa.
friend...
He said that if you guys tweet about it, that it's cheating though.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not tweeting about it.
I won't tweet about it.
I don't need
You're
it.
gonna- all right,
I
let's
don't
get
need
off
it.
it. Let's get off it.
I just have to say that I am
Kathy.
rooting for Raven because I'm a Yankee fan and I would like to see Kathy in the,
So the
in the Yankees jersey.
stipulation is going to be Triple H in a blindfold.
Oh, yes.
Nah, that's not what it's going to be. It's going to be Triple H handcuffed and legs shackled. But he can't do that because that would give him an excuse, and Brock Lesnar wants no excuses. So Paul decided, Brock told Paul Heyman, you can decide what the stipulation's going to be. And Heyman said he wanted this stipulation to be incredibly personal. So the stipulation's going to be the winner of the match gets Stephanie.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it should be the loser gets Stephanie.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, of course, you can't talk about the man's wife. Triple H flips, goes after goes after Heyman, who's saying, Brock, help me, help me. And Heyman and Triple H is saying, go call your monster, go call your monster. and then out he comes.
He beat the crap out of Heyman. Like that.
Yeah, he did. He was pretty aggressive.
Ripping his shirt off, chopping him right in the chest. I mean, there was some
choking him a little bit. There's always stories that the McMahon family legitimately doesn't like Heyman, and I think this was one of those storyline situations where you get to kind of give a little, you know.
Why does it smell like fried chicken in here?
It does kind of smell like fried chicken.
It does.
Yeah.
We had on Twitter, we asked people to write in their stipulation.
Oh, yeah.
What they wanted to have.
I didn't research that. I forgot about it.
We had a couple Lions Den. People wrote Lions Den. I thought was interesting.
Cathy, that's
Tommy
why you're
Hayter
so
said
amazing. 'Cause you're on
Lions
top of
Den.
it.
He wants a reworked Lions Den. We had someone,
Cathy on top.
Jojo said Lesnar versus Triple H in an Inferno match. Winner gets to marry Zeb Coulter. We had someone also said an I Quit match or a long, brutal 3 stages of hell match.
Someone chat just said a paddle on a pole match.
As far as I'm concerned, our viewers dropped the ball and gave us some terrible suggestions on this one.
I thought the Lions Den was the most interesting one.
I don't even remember what a Lions Den match
Den was Ken Shamrock.
I know it's Shamrock. It was just their MMA version of a fight.
I think it was a cage, whatever. But the idea is obviously because he was an MMA fighter and Brock is. So I thought that was interesting.
What was that match that Macho Man and Crush did where they had they ended up hanging the guy?
It was. I just watched that. It was a Falls Count Anywhere match, but it was weird where when you pinned them on the outside, you then had 60 seconds to get back into the ring. It was like the first ever Falls Count Anywhere match. It was weird.
And then the end of hanging him up.
In the back weird. he pinned him and then he pulls Crush up on the chains.
Right. Yeah.
And goes back in, but then the chains fall and Crush just falls right down, so he actually wasn't hog-tied and hung up. It was funny. I just watched it actually the other night.
Cool.
Yeah. Standoff in the middle of the ring. Triple H, Brock comes down with the chair, and he starts whacking the chair on the stage. It was like he was going to break the chair before he even got the chance to use it. Triple H has a little treat as well.
Did we mention he beat up all the security guards with the one guy? And then the one guy sitting there.
That was right before he beat up Heyman and stuff. But he had a sledgehammer taped under the table because every time there's a contract signing involving Triple H, he always has a sledgehammer taped under the table. They have a standoff, and we do learn, though, before we go off the air, what the stipulation is going to be. No count out, no disqualification, no stoppage, no holds barred. Yeah, we were all like, what a stipulation.
Wow.
So basically, it's just a pinfall match.
There
you
it was.
could hear a pin drop.
So as we're all sitting there with our minds blown, yelling at the screen, going, "Are you effing kidding me?"
The crowd was just
That's what it's all
didn't
about.
Do anything.
Then we get Heyman saying, "Oh yeah, and your career is on the line." But we're all sitting there wondering, is it his wrestling career? Is it the COO career? Is it the corporate career?
Yeah, what does that mean? I mean, they better explain that next week. Because, it's his. I mean, my assumption was it's his wrestling career is over. But, I mean, he wrestles once or twice a year. So, for it to really mean something, it would have to be his job. It would have to be his day job. Because if he loses his
career,
his
big
wrestling
deal.
career, big deal.
It was already over.
It's over, and he's going to go run the company.
Yeah.
Like, big deal. He should lose his COO job, and he'll lose taking over the company. And then bring Shane in or something as the bring in a hit with Heyman, and he'll get the company or something weird.
Not try to spoil the thing, but like Lesnar did sign a 2-year contract, so it could be.
Brock versus
most of us expect
Brock versus Rock.
Lesnar to win this match.
Yeah.
Right? So whatever the stipulation is, they're going to do something where for 6 months after that Paul Heyman is running the WWE in some way,
but
right?
Is this their third match or their second match against each other?
This is their second match.
And who won and Triple H or Lesnar won the other one, right?
The other one.
So that's the thing. Is Brock going to win 2 of them, or is Triple H going to need to get his win in?
I think he may. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
So, because if they just sign Brock for another 2 years, this could continue to SummerSlam next year or this year, and do the third.
The road to WrestleMania continues with this stellar edition of Monday Night Raw.
People are talking about what Raw was lacking tonight. And
What was it lacking?
Lacking a Divas match and lacking Maddox.
And it was lacking
a world.
It was lacking the champion.
No, but it's funny.
Yeah, no Team Ricky.
No Maddox after that last week's
Vince
performance.
was not too happy with him last week.
So do you see why he supposedly stumbled it last week? Because it said because originally his script he was supposed to be referencing the Geritron.
Oh yes, and the Geritron, got pulled
wasn't
down.
there because of a malfunction. So then he just lost his lines.
Yeah.
And I know Jesse, you brought up the fact that you saw the story releasing this week. UFC Dana White and Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah.
Supposedly, we're gonna
show a fight. You know.
Couple years, like a year or two ago.
Yeah, I guess what it was.
27,
it was supposed to be that WrestleMania, I think 27. So when we saw that interaction between Lesnar,
that was Miz Cena,
and the Undertaker. Yeah, it was the Miz Cena. And when we saw that interaction of Lesnar Undertaker at the UFC fight, then everyone thought, oh, it's got to be an angle. It's got to be an angle. You want to do this? You want to do this? Apparently, that was the start of the angle, and it was going to be done. And aside from that, we were going to get Dana White versus Vince McMahon in a match.
Right.
Where it was going to be, obviously, Undertaker would have beaten Lesnar, and then to actually make them happy, it was going to be Dana would have beaten Vince.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. That could have been big money for both companies,
Could have been
man.
big.
That had some potential.
It could still happen.
But at the same time, I mean, I understand. What does UFC really have to gain? Because then people are going to start questioning their legitimacy. They can't do that. They can't do that. Even though it would be fun,
they could do it.
People would start to question the legitimacy of the UFC, and it would be bad for them.
They could do it in
at least at this point.
Theoretical way. They could have, him pick a guy and Vince pick a guy, like they did with Trump and him.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Because I could see him picking Swagger, who does the ankle lock, which is kind of
right.
Versus or Lesnar.
Right. If you got Dana over there representing a wrestler, not bringing one of his UFC guys over to fight.
Or imagine Vince picks Lesnar and then Dana White brings in Batista back.
Yeah. Right.
That would work.
Definitely would work.
Because it would But I think all we'd get is Batista coming back and turning against Dana White and staying with the WWE.
Right. But you could. That's the way I think you would have to do that. I agree. You wouldn't be able. You wouldn't bring UFC. You'd bring Dana
you'd bring in a guy who used to be in the WWE who knows how to handle the situation. Yeah.
Absolutely. Or Bobby Lashley would be another one.
Exactly.
Bobby Lashley would
who was
work.
involved in another celebrity match at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, he was with the Trump.
With Trump.
The Trump.
Don't speak with your mouth full of Kathy's cupcakes.
I actually,
it's getting messy over there.
I actually worked a show with Bobby Lashley a couple months ago, and he critiqued my match and looked at me and said, "There's nothing I can critique on this. Great job," and walked off. I was like, "Awesome, thank you."
So Jesse, I checked out the your IMDb, and you've been in like everything. Man. I mean, honestly, like you name a TV show and you've done episodes.
I want to know. You said that you were in something with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Catch Me If You Can.
You were in that.
Yep.
So what was it like to then do a commercial opposite his ex?
It was fine, just another day on the job, just a really good one.
He wouldn't get mad.
No, I don't think so.
You get to make out with lots of hot women.
I do.
Job.
I've had a
Jay Leno,
Dave Grohl, Russell Brand, Maria Menounos. Oh.
Our boss.
Yeah. So.
What are the projects you got going on right now?
I just finished a music video for Michael Bublé. It's going to come out I think, later this year, and then just.
Little this, little that.
Yeah.
Waiting for whatever comes in. A lot of good stuff going on.
I think you had the most popular Super Bowl commercial this year, right?
Yeah.
And you got a lot of press off that. You were on the Today Show. You were on Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Extra.
Yeah.
Tons of stuff.
I'm going on and watching shows. Yes.
No.
How long you been chugging away at this acting?
What was that? A day's work for that?
Not bad. Yeah.
Not bad for one day's work.
Yeah.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from. I was born in Boston.
Oh, nice.
But I also lived in Austin.
And when did you come out here?
I moved out here 12 years ago.
And been making dreams happen ever since.
Been making my dreams come true ever since. Yes.
Absolutely fantastic. Do you keep a interaction with your fan base through social networking?
Yes, I have Twitter and Facebook, and I've joined Feed now, which is like Instagram version of Twitter.
Okay.
Have you joined Vine yet? We've been seeing all the Vine stuff.
Tout, no.
Vine's
Tout
the new
for
one,
videos,
right?
Vine for videos.
Vine's what, 6-second edited videos.
What's your Twitter that people can find you at?
My Twitter is creative. It's Jesse Heiman.
I want to know about, I saw this, I think it was on your Jay Leno interview. You have a drinking game that's about you?
Oh, No, I was just told that people do drinking games.
What do they do?
They
What are the
get
rules?
a bunch of movies together, and every time I appear on the screen, they take a drink. So like you take like old school and Spider-Man, and a movie called Rules of Attraction, and there's a movie on Netflix called The Jerk Theory that I'm in. And you can just like start watching with your friends and drink every time you see me, you know. But I'm not responsible for your wastedness.
That's awesome.
You take no responsibility?
What's been your favorite gig you've had?
Probably the GoDaddy ad, you know.
Why?
I mean, it's one thing to do the commercial, but then just the overall positive response has been amazing. Just
Were you scared? Nervous?
I wasn't scared. No,
I'd be a little intimidated if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And what would you say? How long were you actually sitting there making out with her? I mean, was it like hours of doing that?
It was about 10 hours. So
Wow.
I heard 45 takes somewhere.
We're there and like at lunch break, they made sure I didn't eat anything with garlic in it.
Oh, wow.
Or anything bad tasting,
Yeah.
you know.
That's got to be one of those things. It's like, great, first hour, like, I can't wait to do this all day. And by like hour 9, it's like, I want to go home.
You weren't like that, were you?
No,
No way. No way, dude.
It was like kissing paradise or God's hands.
It's phenomenal.
That's awesome.
It's very good. Man, it was awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming in and
Yeah, it was
joining
fun.
us here for an episode of Raw. I wish...
Sorry it wasn't a better show.
I know. I wish
That's
we
all
can get
right.
our guests in when we have like this awesome episode where we're all feeling good. I tried keeping my energy levels somewhat high.
I think it was good. Your energy. I mean, it could have been really bad today.
I could have sunk into my chair and just delivered an episode, and then Dolph Ziggler got in the ring.
This is not a good episode.
Clum, what you got going on, man?
What do I have going on? Next weekend, King of Flight.
I was going to plug it.
Okay, I'll let you plug that one. I'll say April. I'll plug another one then. April. I think it's either 24th or 27th. I'll get the date, but there's a really great show that's going to be here in LA called
Wrestling Cares.
Which I believe some of the proceeds are going to be going to. I'm not sure if it's children's hospitals or what, but it's going to be
3%.
No, I think it's.
No,
I think
just
it's. I
kidding.
think
It's
it's
a joke
20
from Cereal Buddies right there.
Oh, okay. I think it's 25% is going, but it's going to be an amazing show with Colt Cabana. It's a big tournament. Adam Cole, some of the best.
Sammy Callahan. Jamin Olivencia.
Former host of this show, Maria Kanellis, is going to be there.
She's hosting the show.
She's hosting.
Maria.
So, that's going to be an amazing show here. I'll get the date in next week, but.
Cupcake, you got to try to get some more Twitter followers before a couple weeks from now.
I'm sorry, at Twitter too, Cluminator.
Oh, yeah. I cut you off.
Yeah.
You can follow me on Twitter at Cathy Kelley. I also am going to be on the Schmoes Knows podcast on April 4th.
Look at you.
And then we have a very special event coming up.
How
Do you want
special?
to plug that? We are going to be doing a live show at the John Lovitz Comedy Club.
Get out of town.
Yeah.
Smiley didn't know yet. We are going to be doing a live show right after WrestleMania, so April 7th. We're going to find out where you can get tickets, but we will post that on our Twitter page.
I'll be there.
You'll be there, right? You'll be there with us.
I'll be there.
We're going to try to stack
we'll
up
have-
some other comics, some actors, maybe some wrestlers.
Get you on, come and see what your thoughts are.
If WrestleMania gets boring, you can come give me some kisses.
You ready for this? Bo Cooper, if you finally want to get your hands on me, come to the John Lovitz Comedy Club face to face and let's see what kind of balls you got, my friend. Yeah, how you like that? A little, yeah. Man, King of Flight. It's coming up on Sunday. This coming Sunday, Huntington Park at the Pineda Dome. This is going to be an amazing tournament. We got 8 of the best flyers in the world competing in a one-night tournament, multi-match format. And I'm going to be commentating with
Yes.
Nigel McGuinness. I'll
Can
be
you
doing
name-
a little play-by-play, and I'll be doing a little color next. Nigel will be doing a little color by my side.
Can you name the 8 guys that are going to be at the tournament?
I believe we got Rich Swann.
Yep.
I believe we got the Young Bucks,
Both
Nick
of
and
them.
Matt Jackson. Samurai Del Sol involved
Samurai
in
Del
there.
Sol, yep.
AR Fox.
AR Fox.
Who am I
Former WWE Tag Champion Paul London.
Paul London is who I was forgetting.
Former TNA X Division Champion Amazing Red.
Amazing Red.
And Ricochet.
and Ricochet. Ricochet is an amazing.
Sick.
All these guys are sick. This is going to be a match. You guys, if you want to go check it out, I don't even know where they can go for tickets online.
Yeah,
now.
I'm not sure. You can buy them there. I know.
Hit me up on my Twitter. I am Smiley. And my Facebook. I am Smiley, and I'll give you guys all the information.
Pee in her butt.
$15.
Pee in her butt is the word.
And I also,
I'm burping all over.
And I also, and it's not 100%.
This guy's taking away my plug-in time.
I'm sorry. It's not 100% confirmed, but we're most likely going to have Max Landis in next week.
Oh,
so I'm
look at
working
that.
on the confirmation, but
The
I think we're going to have
writer
him in.
of Chronicle.
Writer of Chronicle and son of John Landis, who directed Michael Jackson's Thriller and Kentucky Fried Movie and is this amazing director. So.
Finally, Smiley likes to make money, so if you can do me a favor, head on over to makemeaprowrestler.com/tips, where you could buy my ebook, GQ Money's Quick 10 for 5, 10 tips and tricks to get you to the next level, the NXT level. If you're a pro wrestler looking to kind of find out what the WWE scouts are into and what a WWE tryout is all about, it's a good little ebook you could check out. You could also go to IamSmiley.com, where you can get my mustache mood rings. There is less than a dozen, and then I don't think I'm getting them anymore after this.
Oh, wow.
I think that's it.
Yeah, and if you are
Limited
an aspiring
edition.
wrestler, I highly suggest to get that ebook. It's for $5. It's incredibly pertinent information. So.
With all of that said, on behalf of Ryan Clum, Cathy Kelley, and our fantastic guest, Jesse Heiman, I'm Ryan GQ Money Katz saying bye-bye, birdie!
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Cupcakes says buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.